Beeple's digital art sells for $70 million. The cheapest CryptoPunk, a computer-generated collection of JPEGs, is $400,000. A clip of an NBA game sold for $200,000. Seeing these insane prices, it's natural to think that there's no way this can last any longer. This has got to be a bubble. And in today's video, we'll be discussing exactly that. NFTs, the future of art, or just another bubble ready to burst? Roll intro. I've teamed up with Metaverse and Naz Academy to bring you Crypto for Photographers, a series where I educate you photographers about crypto and how it's taking on the establishment and bringing power back to the people. That's because we want you to make money with crypto and NFTs. Is it too late to get involved? Absolutely not. Firstly, let's talk about the most famous, probably the most infamous bubble in history. The infamous Tulip Mania. Back in the 17th century, the prices of tulips in the Netherlands skyrocketed. It went crazy. Tulips got so expensive that they even became more expensive than some houses. Eventually, the price of tulips collapsed due to a massive sell-off, and an overwhelming majority of people went bankrupt. It shows how psychological biases cause a massive upswing in the price of an asset. This in turn creates like a self-fulfilling prophecy that artificially inflates the price of an asset to a sort of dizzying, euphoric heights, until eventually the word gets out that the asset is completely worthless, leading to panic selling and a sudden collapse in its price, and with it the short-lived fortunes of those who realized that it really was too good to be true. You know, it's quite easy to draw that comparison with NFTs, and sort of crypto assets in general. From a newbie's perspective, from the outside looking in, all you see is a digital image, a bunch of pixels on a screen. Yes, you can appreciate that it is a beautiful image, but one worth $70 million? I don't know, don't think so. You see celebrities jumping in on the NFT bandwagon, making a quick buck, and then suddenly disappearing, never to be seen again in the NFT space. However, there's one piece of the story that's missing that would make the NFT craze a repeat of Tulip Mania, the massive sell-off. And that's just not happened. Of course, I could be wrong. I can't tell the future. No one can see the future. But what we can do is make an educated guess. All the indications tell me that NFTs are here to stay. Every day, more and more NFT platforms are popping up. At the moment, Ethereum-based NFT marketplaces dominate the scene. But now there are other blockchains creating their own NFT marketplaces. What this tells me is that not only is the ecosystem as a whole growing, but as more players enter the space, there's going to be more competition, there's going to be more innovation, meaning greater access to the wider public, making mass adoption more and more likely. Not only that, traditional art giants are making their intentions crystal clear that they are backing NFTs. The $70 million sale of the Beeple artwork was facilitated by Christie's, none other than Christie's. And when the old guard, such as Christie's, an auction house that's been around since 1766, creates an NFT division, is probably a damn good sign that this isn't some passing fad. You literally couldn't get more traditional, more establishment in the art world than Christie's. And if there's anyone's example to follow in the art world, it'd be theirs. Megastars in the art world, such as Damien Hirst, Tyler Shields, have all created their own NFTs. You could take the cynical view here and just say, oh, here's another bunch of celebrities using their influence to make a quick buck. Or you could think, here are some megastars of the traditional art world recognizing that this is the future of art and are therefore repositioning themselves for it. Which one it is, I'll let you decide. It's easy to feel disconnected from this NFT boom. It's easy to disregard the people who have been successful with NFTs so far, as just having dumb luck, or that it's easy to make money when you're already a celebrity or a big name in the art world. It won't make much difference to Christie's or Damien Hirst if NFTs suddenly cease to exist. However, it's vital to note that it's not just celebrity artists who are making money with NFTs. The NFT sales that make the headlines are literally just the tip of the iceberg. We need to remember that we live in the age of the independent artist. Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube have made record labels redundant, and NFTs are doing exactly the same with art. NFTs, as I said before, are decentralizing art. There are thousands and thousands of independent artists having great success with NFTs. For example, I want to mention David Gersh. He is a former events planner from London, so not a professional artist by any means in the traditional sense. He lost his job during the pandemic, then in the space of a few months went from zero to selling his NFTs for 0.8 ETH a piece at the time of recording this video, for his Crypto Leo collection. And to date, he's sold literally hundreds of Crypto Leos. And to put that into perspective, one Ethereum at the time of recording this video is, I think, around $3,700. So how is this possible? Well, in general, the people who buy and sell NFTs are forward-thinking, progressive individuals who seek innovation. And they've seen that the traditional way of doing things in the art world is fundamentally flawed. Therefore, they are far more open to buying and supporting new up-and-coming artists, because in this new space, from a monetary standpoint, the biggest way to make money is to get in super early on anything. So there's a real incentive, a real desire, to find new artists. Having a name for yourself is just not as important. Buyers and collectors, are always on the lookout for that next gem. So being new is somewhat of an asset. From an artist's point of view, this is great news, because then that means all you have to spend your time and energy on is on the most important part, and that is creating the best art possible. Just like any sort of art, if you create work that taps into something emotional and really build on cultivating a culture and a community and a loyal fan base, connecting yourself with your fans and your art, then there is absolutely no reason why you can't find decent success with NFTs. Will it involve a lot of work? Absolutely. If you think this won't involve hard work, then I'm sorry to break it to you, it will. If there's great potential for any artist of any size to make a living with NFTs, surely that's a promising sign for the longevity of the NFT industry. To sum up and answer the question, are NFTs a bubble? Let me leave you with this thought. The easiest way to predict the future is to look at the behaviors of children today. In the early 2000s, when I was a kid, we used the first versions of social media. Friendster, MySpace, Bebo, those all died. And then we have Facebook. But back then, when Facebook first came about, it was only used by students, by young people. Now, fast forward 15 or so years, it's used by literally everyone. The same goes for YouTube, the same goes for Instagram, the same goes for TikTok. Your parents used to tell you not to get into a stranger's car and meet up with a stranger from the internet, and now we have Tinder and Uber. The point I'm making is that there is a clear pattern when it comes to the adoption of new technology. First, the kids use it, whilst the older generations, whilst the adults shit on it and ridicule it, until eventually it sticks around for long enough, and then it becomes the norm and the go-to method. Today, one of the biggest video games played by children is Roblox. Kids today don't care about Hollywood celebrities. They don't care about TV. They don't care about any of that. They care about YouTubers, TikTok stars, Instagrammers, and their favorite sort of YouTuber who plays Roblox. These kids play Roblox, but they not only play Roblox, but they also spend real money in this game. They buy digital assets in Roblox. Last year in 2020, these kids spent $920 million on in-game purchases, buying digital assets in Roblox. Essentially NFTs. Spending money on digital items and collectibles is already the norm for these kids today. These kids don't care if it's physical or digital. All they see is value. Lil Nas X, one of the biggest artists at the moment, even held a virtual concert that was attended by 33 million kids. These kids will eventually grow up, and it's highly unlikely, in my opinion, that their spending habits and behaviors are going to change in this digital space, especially when everything is becoming more digital, when life experiences are becoming more and more digital. Does this mean that traditional art is going to cease to exist in the next few years? Absolutely not. In the same way that we still have record players, I think we're still going to have traditional art, but just to a far lesser extent. You know, going forward, I'd rather back the industry that has the greatest potential for insane growth. For insane growth and longevity. For an up-and-coming artist with large ambitions today, that's undoubtedly the only place that that's going to be found in the world of NFTs. I'll see you in the next one.